So, one piece of advice that I would give to incoming photo students is if you're running out of paper, do not leave your packet of paper at home because Miss Grant will get mad and yell at you, and it's really scary, so just don't do that. Oh, and don't go on the computers.
Okay, yelled at.
This is Tim Ingram's shout out. He says, do your project on time and not to wait last minute because it kind of sucks when you do and you're really late. You get an F on your project, so don't do it. That's about it.
So, James, tell us what advice you have for the incoming photography students.
Do your own work and don't depend on nobody else to do your work for you.
Like who? Who would you depend on?
If I was you, I'd depend on yourself.
Me! He depends on me!
So, Tori, what piece of advice do you have for incoming photography students?
Okay, do your test strips because if you don't, it's long and frustrating and you'll never be able to get it right.
And what important thing did you learn through photography this semester?
You have to have patience or you get frustrated and it just doesn't work.
No, my advice is that don't cut the frames because then you'll get yelled at like I did.
And what was one thing that you learned in photography this semester?
I learned that you have to get the right time and the right amount of light that you need in order to develop your paper well.
Okay. And now can you do the Messy Room song for us?
I need a beat, come on. Can you give me a beat?
I got a
Messy, 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 messy room. I can't find my bed on my chair.
I would say to make sure that you have your film loaded correctly before you go out and do your photo shoot.
What important advice do you have for Photo 1 students?
The timer on your camera, make sure that's always off. Or else it's going to have a little thing in the corner.
And did you have to learn that the hard way?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, tell us what advice you would have for incoming photography students.
I would say use your light meter because if you don't, they'll come out really dark or really light and then you're going to have to reshoot. And write your name on your prints before you develop them because you'll lose them and then you won't have any prints and you'll fail.
Keep track of all your paper and stuff because it will get stolen because other people aren't nice and they're not going to give it back to you.
So, Emma, what important advice do you have for incoming photography students?
Definitely study for the test because the questions are a lot harder than I thought they were going to be.
And what was one important thing that you learned throughout the semester?
The difference between like dodging and burning because in the beginning I kind of got that confused, but eventually.
So, Ryan, what important advice do you have for incoming photography students?
Well, don't try and take 36 pictures in under 30 minutes because your film will not look good. And focus a lot.
Focus your camera.
Yes.
This is called Messy Room, messy, messy, messy.
I got a messy, 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 messy room, and I can't find my bed on my chair.
Yeah!
I gotta sleep over my friend's house, and I can't find gummy bears on my door.
Ew, go
It's like I got gummy bears stuck to my door, and it's
okay.
like I gotta sleep over my friend's house.
So, Alexa, what kind of advice do you have for incoming photography students?
Make sure you do all your work because like most of your grades really just getting it done. Yes.
And what was something important that you think you learned in this class?
Learning how to wait for your pictures because it's like you have to wait a lot. You have to take your pictures and wait for everything to develop, and if you don't develop it right, then it comes out bad. You're just developing a million pictures. It's the same thing.
Always pay attention to your light meter because I didn't pay attention to it once and I had to shoot all over again.
Okay. And what was one important thing you learned in photography?
That it takes practice to take good pictures. I mean, it sounds kind of weird, but I thought I could take good pictures at first, but then it really does take a lot of practice. Like, you have to shoot a lot of pictures to see what looks good and what doesn't.
I would say to don't be afraid to try new things, like try new angles and don't shoot stuff that you normally would. Like, just be original, don't be like somebody else. and have fun with it, I guess.
Okay. And what's one important thing that you learned in photography?
I learned how to focus, which is really important, and to work the little light meter thing because it took me forever to get that, and so my pictures were turning out kind of funky.
And don't shoot in the rain. Whatever you do, it does not turn out good. Like, it turns out a mess.
My advice for incoming students would be, don't wait until the last minute to do your projects. Plan them. Don't shoot them.
She learned that the hard way.
The very hard way. Always do every project, because if you don't do a project, then your grade is just going to be horrible. Study for all your tests. Yes, we have tests in this class, and they're hard, so study. And keep track of all your pictures that you take in a dark room, and make sure you write all your information on the back, and remember the height of your thingy in the dark room.
The thingy.
What's it called?
The
The
height.
enlarger.
This is my shout out now. I'm saying not to do negative. Don't like stretch your negatives and stuff. Put them in clear files. Don't throw them on the floor. That's about it. Amber, don't mess up.
So what's one important thing that you guys think that you learned in photography?
I would say patience, because developing film and photos takes a lot of patience, and I don't have it, so I kind of like learned to do that.
Okay.
Pay attention to your light meter, otherwise your pictures are gonna turn out bad.
Okay.
And be creative with your like shoots and stuff.
All right. And
Cut. That's a wrap.
I got to clean. I got to clean. I got to clean it up. Later on.
Later on.
Gotta.
You got a whole bunch of stuff in this room, and it's dirty and it's messy. And the basketball and popcorn, and you can't find your book bag.
Yeah, I'm recording
I
it.
got to clean. I got to clean. I got to clean it all up.
Later on.
Y'all just, I don't know.
Alright,